Today's video is another one of those videos where I had the opportunity to have someone really smart hang out with me at peer groups in Arizona. And today's video is from Jaimi Koechel. And Jaimi is a marketing expert for all things MSP. She's talking about marketing through events. And marketing through events and leaning into associations is a really, really great way to expand the reach of your business. Because if you've ever heard me talk about marketing, we're talking a lot about target client profile or ideal client profile, and going to the associations and events where they hang out is a really smart thing to do. So let's jump into her presentation.
I'm Jaimi Koechel. I have more than 24 years of professional services and marketing experience, mainly in the CPA sector, but I left corporate a year and a half ago, and I've been providing fractional marketing services to MSPs and CPA firms. I will say that my corporate achievements, bragging rights, that I'm a 10-time National Marketing Achievement Award winner for various initiatives and campaigns I've done over my career. And I also became a partner at a CPA firm, and I'm not a CPA. So if anybody works with CPAs, it's kind of a big deal. They don't usually let non-CPAs become partners. I do live here in the Valley for the last 20 years, but I am a cheesehead at heart, so I understand the cold weather that some of you guys are coming from, which is why I moved here. I'm also like every suburban mom out there, and I love true crime drama. If you want to connect with me, there's my QR code to connect with me on LinkedIn. If you want to see if I'm legit or not, wait till the end. Don't worry, I'll have it on the last. Once you feel that I actually know what I'm talking about, I understand. So like I said, I'm going to talk Marketing 101 today, and that's mainly because I was working with MSPs for the last year and a half. I see your frustration with marketing, why it's not working, like you're banging your head against the wall. So I feel like some of that is stemming from just not really understand the fundamentals of marketing. So I'm literally going to give you a quick overview to help you with that frustration. And then again, I'll go into my playbook for events. Like I said, I've been doing that for 20 years. So I like to start off with my quote that I say all the time. People like to do business with other people they like and they trust. I'll constantly reference back to that. So remember that. People like to do business with people they like and they trust. Think about yourself when you're out there shopping for a service offering. You want to do business with somebody you feel like you can trust and like. Same thing with your customers. So when it comes to marketing, you have organic marketing, which is my strong suit, because when I'm working with CPAs for 20 years, they don't like to spend any money. So of course it was like, hey, Jaimi, you do all these great things, but I'm not going to give you any money. So I had to definitely do an organic approach to almost everything. It's also the long game approach. It doesn't happen overnight. Minimum, you'll see ROI in your marketing efforts is 12 months. Average is about 18 months. 24 months is also normal, but it does take time, effort, resources, and definitely patience. Then there's also the paid marketing. This is kind of where you get more of your shorter wins, but it's only going to work if you have a strong brand. If your brand strength is very strong, right? People know who you are. You're in maybe a community where you don't have a high competitive marketplace, etc. But those are the two different places for marketing, two different marketing options. Here is the marketing funnel, and this is where a lot of frustration comes into play, because you need to understand your customer's journey till they get to you, right? The first part of the funnel is the brand awareness. You need to, the other thing is you don't need to take pictures of slides. I can send you all the slides. You can send me or give me your business card or reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll send them to you. I won't spam you. I won't send you email campaigns. I won't send you and put you my drip campaign. I'll just give you the slides, no problem. But the brand awareness, this is a very important step. This is where a lot of people want to skip this because they don't want to spend the money and the time into the brand awareness. But if people don't know you, how can they consider you for their MSP, right? So part of the brand awareness things you need to do, you got website, blog posts, social media, speaking engagements, etc. Like I said, build up that brand awareness before the prospect can enter into the consideration phase. Now they know you, they're very well aware of you, which typically takes it used to be like 7 touch points. I think now we're up to 13 touch points, maybe 15. I'm not sure. That number keeps increasing as we all keep getting inundated with tons of marketing messages. But once they get into the consideration phase, that's kind of when you want to have guides that they can download on your website to, that you can get some form fills out of, right? Offer some webinars, some case studies, put them in they sign up for subscribe for your newsletter, et cetera. So now they're considering, they know your brand, they're realizing they have an issue, they're considering you as part of the solution, right? Now they move down into the conversion phase of the funnel. This is kind of where you're going to offer them, free consultations, demos. This is also the proposal phase, right? This is where they're really narrowing down their options to maybe 3 MSP companies, 2 MSP companies. They're really trying to decide who they're going to go with. And all this marketing plays into that, along with that relationship building that you've been doing, right? But a lot of people stop there. Marketing stops. A lot of people, even large companies, skip the next step, which is the retention. They become a client now, and you start focusing on just providing them the service, but you still need to market to them so they feel valued and that they're not just another customer. And then you do that through, valuable pieces like blog posts, your e-newsletter, quarterly client webinars to provide that added value to retain them as a client. So that is the whole marketing funnel. A lot of people, when they skip that awareness phase and they go straight to the consideration phase, that's where they start banging their head against the wall, wondering why it's not working. They're frustrated. Well, they don't know you. Why are they going to trust you? Here's another marketing 101. You are in the business of selling relationships, really when it comes down to it, because you're all selling the same services, maybe slightly variations, but really ultimately the same thing, right? You're really selling your relationship. Goes back to people like to do business with people they like and trust. Sell that relationship. Here are some musts for that marketing 101. Your foundation, I say that make sure your foundation is up to par, your house is in order. And what I mean by that is your website. What do you want your website to do? Do you want it just to be a static brochure, just live out there and not do anything for you? Great. Or do you want it to be a marketing engine and bring those leads in? Well, then you need a fully optimized website on a WordPress platform that's going to work for you with all these marketing efforts, because your website is the hub of all of your inbound marketing efforts, right? You also want to understand your audience. This is key. So if I say, who's your audience, who are you targeting? And if you tell me every small business area in LA, great. I'm just gonna throw some money up in the air and see what sticks, right? That's really what you're saying. The more targeted you are with your marketing and the more you understand your ICPs, the better ROI you'll have. So if you're just gonna everybody, then you can't really address their pain points, right? And you're not really talking to them. But I'll kind of go into more of that in a different slide too. So marketing influenced wins, this is also very important. For you to understand that all of your marketing efforts, all of you in your marketing mix, they all work together to bring in that one lead, but I'm going to talk more on that in the next slide. The last one is understanding your sales cycle. If you understand your sales cycle, this will also help reduce the frustration you have on why this prospect is not becoming a customer, right? So if you have a CRM system, make sure you use it to the fullest extent. Use all the tools, all the widgets, put everything in there so that over time you can start understanding, okay, it takes approximately 9 months of marketing and business development efforts to get a prospect to convert to a client. That will help alleviate a lot of your frustration. Why, I've been doing 2 months with this networking event, why is it not working? That will help alleviate some of your frustration, to understand your sales cycle and how long, the average length it takes somebody to convert. This was the marketing influenced wins I was talking about. The customer journey is not just one marketing initiative that converted, right? It's a lot of channels, right? A lot of people are just measuring the last touch point, the last domino that fell, like that Google ad, or the webinar you put on, or they went to the website, they filled out the form, they became a client, our website's working. Yes, it is, but there's also a lot of other things they did before they called you. And this is just one example of that. Like, they saw your LinkedIn post. Now they're going to go online and Google you, search you. Okay, that's another touch point. That's an organic touch point. Now, because they went to your website, you served them up a retargeted ad online, another touch point. And then now they're getting your newsletter or you're reading your blogs. Another one, attended your webinar. And then they picked up the phone and called you. And you could, oh, how'd you hear of us? I went to your webinar. You're counting that as, hey, webinars are working for us. Everything is working together in your marketing mix to bring in that one client. So it's like I said, it's the last, you're tracking the last domino that fell when you should really be tracking everything. And if you're using your CRM system to this fullest extent, it will show all of their efforts. So this is probably what most of you really want to know is events and associations and how you can leverage them to work for you. So this is identifying your ICPs, your ideal client profile. So basically, who are they, where are they located, and what are their pain points? And like I said, don't tell me, oh, it's small businesses in Houston. That is not going to work. You need to, like, I want to know exactly who these people are, what industry. What is it, the business owner? I'm assuming is a decision maker, but do they have something that influences them? Do they have, like, I know like in the dental industry, their office manager plays a big part in helping them make decisions, right? So now you got to be BFFs with the office manager and the dental practice owner, right? So you got to identify that. Who are they? What's their gender? What do they like to do? Are they male? Are they female? Are they married? Do they have a family? Where can you find these people? Where are they located? But most importantly, what are their pain points, right? What keeps them up at night with their business? And how can you solve those pain points? And when you just jot all that down, all their pain points down, now you want to use that plus keywords and create your content calendar for your blog. But here is an example, a very swift example, usually I like a lot more detail, but I just wanted to show you kind of like how it can be put together, but with a lot more detail. Step two and step three can be put done at the same time, simultaneously, but you want to become a thought leader. Like I said, take those pain points that you wrote up, create your editorial calendar, write your blog posts, optimize them, get them posted. But when you do, blogs take a while. It takes time. We're all short of time, right? You want to multi-purpose every piece of content you do. How can you leverage that effort you put into that one blog post? Put it on social media. Do like a static image post, do a carousel post on LinkedIn. LinkedIn like favors carousel posts over static images, right? And carousel posts, if people don't know what they are, that's the post on LinkedIn. You can click to fast forward. It's multiple images rotating. They favor carousel posts over static. Then third option, just take a video of yourself talking about the blog, encouraging your followers to click the link and read, right? You can multi-purpose it 3 times. Can you take that content? Oh, before I move on, in LinkedIn, also the latest thing in LinkedIn is putting link in comments, right? LinkedIn does not like their users to leave their platform. So when you put a link in your post, they don't like that. They don't want people leaving. But if you put link in comments, that's fine. So there's a little tip for you. Also take that blog post, how can you turn that into a webinar, a presentation, right? Take that, just the write-up of the webinar that you're going to do, present it to the associations you're involved with. See if they're interested, hey, this is a pain point of your members. We would be happy to present this to them, no problem, But let's see how other ways that you can use the content so it's not just a one and done. Again, can be done at the same time as step 2 while you're creating all that content. Now you know who your ICPs are, where are they located, what do they get involved with. Find the state and national associations that they participate in, right? Partner with them. See what the options, what can you sponsor, the best situation is to become a preferred provider with them, preferred partner, if that's an option. That's ideally what you want to do. And the reason why I say that is because if you're not known, if your brand is not very strong in that industry, if you partner with an association, now you're starting off with a little bit of trust already, where it's versus starting off with no trust at all, right? So that's why I say partner with the association, become the SME. You want to build the relationships with the association so that they like you, they see that you know what you're talking about, you're involved, you're engaged with the members, and then they start leveraging you, asking you to speak at their conferences, in their webinars, etc. Own the association, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a second, but I do want to give a little tidbit about working with associations. In my 24 years of marketing, I have never worked with an association that was easy. Okay, so don't not participate because it's like an uphill battle with them, right? It's difficult. It's not easy. Until you have that relationship and you're BFFs with the association member, the leaders, it's a challenge. Example, dental association I've been reaching out to for a client of mine. It took 8 emails and 2 phone calls to get 1 meeting. The AICPA, it took me 9 months to get a meeting with them. It's not easy. I think it's because they're short-staffed. But don't give up. I don't give up. I just keep stalking them until they respond.
Is this similar to dating?
Yeah. Well, not the stalking part, no. But yes, I'm just going to give you that. Don't let that deter you. Don't be like, oh, I've been reaching out. They're not responding. This isn't working. I'm done. No, don't stop until they meet with you. Just don't stop. Be annoying. It's okay. So when I say own an association, I mean truly own an association. If you're like, oh, I'm going to sponsor, I'm going to have a table at their annual conference and just be one and done, it's going to be a long road for you to build that trust with the members in the association, right? If you want a quicker road, the 12-month plan, own the association. If they have the preferred provider or preferred partner status, take that on immediately. But first ask. First thing when you meet with when you finally get that meeting with the association, ask them, how many of your competitors are members and are active members? Because you kind of want to know what you're competing against to know if it's worth your resources, right? There are a lot of companies that your competitors are going to be members, but what they're going to do is see that uphill battle, go to the conference, go to one networking event, nothing happens, and then they just pay their annual dues. Fine. That's fine. Let them. You go in and you own it, right? Totally different. Sponsor their conferences. Provide them thought leadership. If there is some kind of hot topic in that industry that you can write about, put a blog post together or an article together, send it to them, submit it to them. Or, hey, send them an email. Hey, this hot topic, it affects your members greatly. I can write you an article for your newsletter. Would you like that? And more than likely, once they get to know you, once you build that trust, absolutely, they take you on it. They'll put it in their publication, no problem. I've never had one that say no once I became their friend. Ads. Do ads if it makes sense. And I only say it because associations do it's a pay-to-play kind of a thing, right? So they do want your money in some sense. So if the ads make sense, do them. Obviously, I prefer digital, so you can get some analytics from it to see what's working, what's not working. But associations are pay to play. Do raise your hand for every speaking opportunity they have. And you can even submit speaking ideas to them. Don't be afraid. Literally, your first 12 months should be focused on how can I own this association. Networking events, go to every single one. They have them. Some of them hold them monthly, quarterly, twice a year. Whenever they are, show up. Not only network with the members, but network with the association. Like I said, your goal is to be their BFF. You want them to reach out to you when they have extra ad space. And hey, we have extra ad space, I'll give it to you if you want it. So also, so be at the networking events. I will tell you, to be a preferred provider status or preferred partner, it does cost an investment. It's an investment, not an expense, right? So I will tell you that state associations usually between 10 and 20,000 for the year, but then I'll get all these things with it, like the conferences, networking events, ads, thought leadership, webinars, etc. More local city associations are maybe around 5,000. National, that's definitely that's over 20,000, right? That's some dollars. But so it is, bless you, it does take some investment to do this, but by being a preferred partner, then you're also, your competitor cannot take that status, right? So now we got involved with the association, we have an event coming up, here's our pre-event plan. The other thing too is with these associations, with these contracts, with the preferred partner status, it's all negotiable. I have negotiated almost every single association contract. It's all negotiable. Don't just whatever they give you, don't be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll sign. No, what do you want? They want your money, but you want X, Y, and Z. Look at it and say, hey, well, this is great, but we want another article in your newsletter. And we don't want this. Can you update our contract? It's fine. So don't forget, it's all negotiable. I do it every single time. It's fine. So pre-event plan. Get that attendee list from the association if possible. They might not always give it to you, but one thing they will give you is at least a list of companies that are going to be there. But they might not give you the names and obviously their email addresses. Some will give you the whole thing. It just depends. Everybody has different rules, but they will at least give you the list of companies that will be there if you ask. So don't be shy, ask. When you get that list, you want to review it because you want to go to the event with a goal in mind. What is your goal? Who are you targeting? Who are the top 5 people, top 10 people that you actually want to talk to at the event? And make it your goal that at the event you speak to those people, not about your service offering, but just have a conversation. Networking is like dating. You're not going to go on that first date and propose, right? Same thing with business development. You're not going to go to one conference and start selling them on, hey, come to my company, right? It doesn't happen. Identify who you want to meet at the event before you go, so you know you have a goal in mind, right? Send out an e-blast the week prior to the event announcing your giveaway at your table. If you don't have those email addresses, ask the association if they'll do it for you. Because if they're not going to give you the email addresses, say, hey, we would like to announce our raffle. Can you send out the email for us? Great, because now that's even additional trust built because they're going to do it for you. Now the members are going to see the association sent it out and the association knows you. Oh, that's great. They rarely offer to do that, so you need to speak up and ask them to do that for you. Don't be shy. Because, I obviously that's what I do because that's how I know. And then also do 1 to 2 social media posts prior to the event, letting your followers know that you're going to be there and you're excited to be there and you're excited to learn or speak or whatever the case may be. So during the event, post on LinkedIn and tag appropriately. You want to take a selfie of yourself at the booth if it's just you. Ask the vendor next to you to take the picture. Take pictures with people at the event. But post of yourself being at this event, tag appropriately to further your reach, to get the news out there that you're doing that. You want to hold a raffle to help get people to your table and not only to get people to your table, but to collect contact information. Because maybe you didn't, especially if you didn't get that from the association prior to the event. Because if they sign up for your newsletter, and then they can enter into the, raffle to win whatever it may be, then you can get their contact information that way, right? And the raffle items should be targeted to the audience, the industry. Like, what do they like? You should know them because you already identified your ICPs, right? So you should know their likes and dislikes and have it like that. I used to spend about $250 for a raffle item. Amazon gift cards work, airline gift cards work, drones work. Back in the day, iPads used to work. They don't work anymore because everybody has one or two. The other thing too is in the legal world, $250 is not going to cut it. It needs to be a lot more. So if you're at a legal conference, think about that. That is $250 is you're not going to get anything. And I also know nonprofits, a $50 Amazon gift card goes a long way. So know your audience. When you're gathering the contact information in the bucket, you're talking to the people throughout the day. They're up at your table, you're talking to them, right? Take mental notes. Who is an A prospect and who's a B contact, right? Who's an A and who's a B? After they walk away, jot it down. Have a little piece of paper, column A, column B, put all the A's on a list. Obviously not in front of these people, you don't want to do that. That way you have a mental note of who you're personally going to follow up with afterwards. B contacts are still very valuable. They're just like in the B column. Network with the association, because remember, BFFs, right? Network with the vendors. While these people are in sessions, network with all the vendors. They have the same ICP as you. They could be a great referral source. Network with the vendors. One thing I've been doing with Simple IT is at these events, we then do co-blogs. Hey, this would be a great topic between that vendor and you. Let's do a co-blog because now we're going to reach all their customers and prospects. And they'll put on your website, link back to them. They'll promote it on their social media. We'll promote it. Further our reach, right? Adds to your credibility, your trust, that relationship building. So network with the association and the vendors. Post-event planning. Obviously, social media, promotion, right? Do all the tagging. Do your e-blast distribution announcing the raffle winner. Again, if you only have the names you collected, send it to them. The other thing you can do is ask the association to send it out for you. Or you can do one general one for the association, and then another one for your own to just the contacts that you collected. You want to get all the contacts, all A and B categories, into your marketing nurture list, your e-newsletter, whatever you have going on. Get them put into your CRM system and subscribe to all your things. You want to connect with every single one of them on LinkedIn, and the vendors and the association team members. Every single person you got a name for. Find them on LinkedIn and connect with them. Now here's the thing, with your A bucket, this is where you do your individual outreach. And I say the individual outreach because, again, people like to do business with people they like and trust, not, email campaigns and HubSpot massive email distribution lists. You want to do your personal outreach. Send relevant articles to them based on your conversation. If you had a conversation on a topic, I don't care if it's something about, hey, we like to ski in Colorado. Send them an article on that. Just that you were listening, you paid attention. You had a conversation, you're building that, you're still dating. You're still building that relationship, right? Invite them to lunch or coffee, just to chat. Again, you're trying to get those 15 touch points, trying to, get to that proposal stage. Strengthen that relationship. And I do have examples in the appendix for some emails that you can, kind of examples of what I would use, copy and paste, but then don't just copy and paste. Use it as a guide, edit it to fit the person that you're writing to. Again, I'll send you this PowerPoint presentation and I definitely won't spam you. After every event, debrief. Very important to debrief because next year when the event comes around, let's just do it. Well, what'd you learn from last year's event? That was a year ago. Everybody's busy. A lot of stuff goes on in 1 year. So make sure you debrief. What were your goals during the event? Talk to these 10 business leaders that we identified from the attendance list. Did you get to talk to every single one of them? What are you going to do with that afterward? What are you going to do with that A list afterward? What worked at the event and what didn't work? Not only when you're at the event, walking around networking with the vendors, what cool things are they handing out? What that gets people to stop and grab their swag that maybe they didn't like yours? Like what worked, what didn't work? Jot it all down. How many contacts did you acquire? Because obviously you want contacts. Don't come back and be like, oh, I didn't get one client, that conference sucked, it didn't work. The chances of you getting a new client at a conference is small. You got to, again, build that relationship. But how many contacts are important? How many contacts did you get from that event? And then what is your cost of the event per contact, right? Take the total cost of the event and divide it by how many contacts you got. Maybe you find out that it was cost you about $100 per contact. That's pretty good, right? Especially when you see what a new client can bring in for annual revenue when you spend $100 on them to get their contact information. Kind of worth it. Here is event budget. So if you're new to trade shows, you've never done events, conferences before, tables, etc., this is what your budget will look like. This is what it'll cost you. Sponsorship table, that could be anywhere from $750 to $5,000 for that booth, that table, sponsorship, whatever. Even if it's part of your preferred partner package, you still kind of want to break it down and determine how much that would have cost to put it here, just so you understand what this investment, the event cost you, right, for an investment. You got to take collateral pieces. Don't overdo this one. Not a lot of people take these, but you still want them on your table because you still have a couple people that, hey, give a marketing flyer. Like I say, if there's like 100 people planning on attending, you don't need to print more than 25. Like that's sufficient. Obviously, business cards, a little tray for your business cards would be nice. A snack, treat, espresso machine. Snacks and treats always bring people to your booth or table, right? People like to be healthy these days, so giant donuts don't work. I say that giant donuts are not a good idea. But people do like sweet treats, right? Especially in the afternoon when they're really tired. So something small, a sweet treat that's small, does get people to your table. Buntinis work very well. I know for booths, like booths at large conferences, I can tell you a couple things that have always worked. Or the Otis Spunkmeyer cookies and contraption that you can cook them in, because of the smell, people like to come by and get freshly warm chocolate chip cookies. Also popcorn, with a popcorn machine that you're freshly popping, that smells. Again, those two ideas are great for large conferences. We actually have a booth, not just a table. So those are two great treats to do. I know espresso machine works as well. Lifesavers mints and clear bowl. It's a minor thing that doesn't cost any money, but it has worked for me for years because people want a mint after lunch. But you have to have it in a clear bowl so everybody can see that you have mints. Because after lunch, they come up to you to get that mint. But that mint costs them. They have to talk to you. So don't let them just walk by and grab that mint. Be ready to engage. Start talking to them. Have a conversation. Yeah. And then a pull-up banner, branded pull-up banner, industry specific. You want the audience to know that you're speaking to them and that you know their language, you know what they do, you can support them, right? So have it industry specific. Banners are no more than $250. So it's fine to do an industry specific one and do one for each industry that you're going to get involved with. Branded swag, I usually spend about $2 an item for swag. People like those things at conferences. I always just say this, I always like to find things that are useful. Something that they could actually use and that doesn't just end up in the garbage. Something that they might keep at their desk, depending on what industry you're targeting. Do they have a desk? Is it something that they could have at their desk that they see your logo repeatedly, right? So you have your raffle item. You also want a sign showcasing that you have the raffle item, one bowl for your cards, even though we have an A and B category, but one bowl, and then a plastic stand for that. But these are all the items that I would package up for your booth or table. And kind of same thing here, if your event budget, if it's an ongoing thing, this is not your first rodeo, this is the budget that I would follow so you know what you're investing in that specific event. Questions, and if you think I'm legit, you can connect with me. There's a QR code again. Does anybody have any questions? This is because it's a large, so Tuesday, everybody talked, tons of questions. I think it's because I'm in a larger room. People want to talk, that's fine. The other thing, I do want to mention networking events. It's very important. I know I said you guys have to attend. Nobody likes to network, not even me. I can talk to pretty much anybody, and I hate networking events. But you got to go, show up. Just show up to show the association that you support them. You support them and that you're there. Like I said, even after a long day, nobody wants to go. But if you want the association, if you want it to be help grow your business, you got to be all in. If you just start picking and choosing, oh, I'm too tired, I'm going to a networking event. You went to one networking event, their one conference, and then maybe you're listed on their website as a directory. It's just going to take you a little longer to reach that trust. These events, you think, oh, I'm just going to show up. No, it's a lot of time preparation, especially if you're speaking. Every chance you get, speak. Every chance you get, present. I know that everybody loves to do it. You eventually just get used to it. But the more you speak, the better. Yes, it definitely takes time. You do have to realize if you are going to want to grow your business and invest in marketing, it also takes a lot of time, commitment. Depends where your audience is. Depends where your ICPs, where are they? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? What's the age group? Where are they at? Be there. Are they on TikTok? Like wherever they are, that's where you should be. That's the thing. Like a lot of people with their social media marketing, it's like they just join, get on certain platforms because everybody else is doing, and that's where we should be. Where's your audience? That's where you should be. And the other thing too is to keep in mind. I could also talk about LinkedIn forever too. With LinkedIn, I used to do training courses to professional companies on LinkedIn back in the day. Don't get discouraged by not having engagement on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn platform has very little engagement and more lurkers than anything. People on there scrolling, seeing, etc., but they're not engaging. People don't want to engage. They're like afraid to hit that like button. Somebody's going to see me like something. So, what I say on LinkedIn, I like to look at impressions because LinkedIn is known for not having engagement, unlike Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. LinkedIn they just don't have the engagement, but they have the people on there lurking. So impressions are important, and shares, and tagging, and hashtags, all those things, and carousels. Video, they like video too. I will say with hashtags, don't overuse hashtags. LinkedIn doesn't like it. People that do like 8, 10 hashtags, no, LinkedIn doesn't like that. Don't do that. Stick to your top 5. And hashtags are what people are searching for. So you need to know, again, understand your ICPs. What are they searching for? Use those hashtags. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaimi. That was awesome. Thank you for being at the peer groups, and I look forward to seeing you at a peer group in the future.